Let us continue with web application pen testing. In this lecture, we will see how to prevent web server attack. I have listed down some of the key bullet points of web server attacks on your screen. So the first is place web servers in separate secure server security segment on the network. An ideal web hosting network should be designed with at least 3 segments, namely Internet segment, secure server security segment often called as demilitarized zone, that is the DMZ, and internal network. Place the web server in server security segment, that is the DMZ of the network, isolated from public network as well as the internal network. Firewalls should be placed for internal networks as well as internal traffic going towards the DMZ. Next is the patches and updates. Scan for existing vulnerabilities in the patches and update the server software regularly. Before applying any service pack, hotfix the security patch, read and peer review all the relevant documentation. Test the service packs and hotfix on a representative non-production environment prior to being deployed to the production. Ensure the server outages are scheduled and a complete set of backup tapes and emergency repair disks are available. Have a backup plan that allows the system and enterprise to run to their original state prior to the failed implementation. The next is check for protocols. Block all unnecessary ports, Internet Control Message Protocol traffic, that is the ICMP traffic, and unnecessary protocols such as NetBIOS and SMB. Harden the TCP/IP stack and consistently apply the latest software patches and updates to system software. If using insecure protocols such as Telnet, POP3, SMTP, FTP, take appropriate measures to provide secure authentication and communication, for example, by using IPsec policies. If remote access is needed, make sure that the remote connection is secured properly by using tunneling and encryption protocols. The next is account settings. Remove all unused modules and applications extensions. Disable unused default user accounts created during the installation of an operating system. When creating a new web root directory, grant the appropriate, that is the least possible NTFS permissions to the anonymous user being used from the IIS web server to access the web content. Use secure web permissions, NTFS permissions, and .NET frameworks access control mechanisms including URL authentication. Slow down brute force and dictionary attacks with strong password policies, and then audit and be alert for login failures. Run processes using least privileged accounts as well as least privileged services and user accounts. The next is detecting web server hacking attempt. Use website detection system to detect hacking attempts on the web server. Website change detection system involves running specific script on the server that detects any changes made in the existing executable file or new included file on the server. Periodically comparing the hash values of the files on the web server with the respective master hash value to detect the changes made in the code base. Alerting the user upon any detection on the server. For example, website CDS is a script that goes through your entire web folder and detects any changes made to your code and alerts you using the email. So how to defend against the hacker? Audit the ports on the server regularly to ensure that an insecure or unnecessary service is not active on your web server. Ensure that the certificate data ranges are valid and the certificates are used for their intended purposes. Ensure that any certificate has not been revoked and certificate's public key is valid all the way to a trusted root authority. Ensure that the protected resources are mapped to HTTP forbidden handler and unused HTTP modules are removed. Implement secure coding practices. Restrict code access security policy settings. Apply restricted ACLs and block remote registry administration. Secure the SAM directory, that is standalone servers only. Ensure that the security related settings are configured properly and access to the metabase file is restricted with hardened NTFS permissions. And at last, screen and filter the incoming traffic requests. In the next lecture, we will see different web application servers like XAMPP, WAMP, LAMP, and many more.